We're gonna record? It's Jordan carrying stuff. Yeah, show us the side profile. What'd you do?
We went and got crazy.
Alright, come on. You got crazy. What, from the looks of this, it looks like you kind of have a PC here, huh?
I did.
What do you think, Daniel? How was your Micro Center experience?
Pretty good.
Pretty nerdy?
Yep.
It's so sick.
I was like very overwhelmed. I was in I loved it.
It's my home. You guys don't understand. It's my home. So we are building Jordan another PC. Jordan ended up getting the build that I did originally with the 1700X. The problem is that board doesn't support secure boot or TPM 2.0, so it's like super not secure. So like he's not going to, but let's say he wants to like even play Battlefield 6, you just straight up can't on your build. It won't let you because secure boot is required. So little things like that. He couldn't move to Windows 11, so he's still using Windows 10, which has now lost complete security support. We're not going to have him do that, especially because he's going to be doing stuff with his family's business on it, and I did not feel safe at all like having him use that PC knowing that it's not secure. And then Daniel,
He's there for the ride.
yeah, he's just looking good, man. Look at that. Yeah, now cut this out of the video. All right, so Jordan has helped with almost every single PC I've built, but he's never built a PC. This will be the PC he built. We'll go over the specs at his house. He went crazy though. He had to go with the Uni SL fans. So he wanted, they are pretty. They're stupidly gorgeous, but he had to go with it. Quick though, we did end up going with this is a 5700G. So this has integrated graphics, which he's not going to use, but I wouldn't be too upset if he has a backup because we didn't go with the GPU. He has a 1080. I do know driver support ended for the 1080 this year, but doesn't mean the card's not going to work. The card will still work just fine for the next little bit. We ended up going with the Be Quiet. This is a D3? Pure Rock 3, not 3. So Pure Rock 3 to cool it. He's going to be working and rendering off that, so we end up going with the Gen 5 9100 Pro 2 terabytes. So this thing is stupidly fast. This is faster than anything I have in my computer. And he ended up going with the Eagle Wi-Fi 6 P550. So my big thing is though, does this have, I don't think, it probably doesn't. We'll see. I don't think this has a, oh, I think it does actually. I think it's right there. So if that has ARGB support, that'll make your fans a lot prettier. If not, we'll have to order a hub on Amazon if we wanted to like do the light show and stuff. But we didn't get a whole lot of RGB-ish stuff. We did go with the Montech Air 903. This thing is sick. And we'll toss it together. I'll make sure it looks pretty by the time we get everything back in there, but got some balls.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
You ready? Who's driving, Daniel?
I could.
I'll drive back. I'll drive back. All right. All right, so I went to the house and got my car. Because we're following Jordan and Daniel. So then that we can go and get all of his stuff built. So, really quick, let me give a quick, brief little rundown. So, Jordan got given the 1700X board and setup that I used for the computer way back when I did my first computer build back on this channel. That build is still viable and it's fine, but with the exiting of Windows 10, we need a system that's going to be able to use TPM and secure boot. That board does not support those two things, so unfortunately that board is entirely not able to be used on Windows 11. So instead, we are going to stick with the AM4 platform, seeing as he already has 32 gigs of RAM that I've given to that build. We're going to take that build, utilize the RAM, utilize some of the drives, and then change everything else. So we got him a case. We did get him an extra Gen 5 drive because he is going to do photo and video editing on that build, and Gen 5 speeds are going to make the read-write so much better and so much more future-proofed. On top of that, we did end up getting him a new board, a new processor, a new cooler, and a better power supply. The old power supply in that build is a 650 watt bronze. It's an older build. It's an older power supply, and I do not believe it had a updated set for, you know, newer cards like the 40 or 50 series cards using the whatever pin, the new GPU pins. Now I do know those GPUs do end up coming with an adapter piece, but if he ends up buying one used off of Facebook Marketplace or something like that, he won't have that, and I don't feel comfortable buying a third-party one off of Amazon. So to just make sure we're staying in the future-proofing section, we ended up getting him a 750 watt mag power supply. That's going to be 80 plus bronze, but it's still going to be just a good one. It's semi-modular, so it's going to have the 24 pin and the CPU pins already pre-installed on there, but there's going to be other things we won't have to use. Now, that old build did have an SSD and an HDD. He's going to use the hard disk drive as just a mass storage backup for all of his photos and videos, so he can keep those saved, but he did get a 2 terabyte 9100 Samsung M.2 SSD that's going to be running at Gen 5 speeds. So that board does support it. It should be able to use it. And we should be good to go. Now, I did end up getting him, like I said earlier, a 5700G instead of getting him an X or something like that. This is not going to solely be for gaming. If anything, it's going to rarely be used for gaming. He's going to play some basic games like Minecraft and Fort and stuff like that. Maybe Marvel Rivals with us, and he's got a GTX 1080. The 1080, I am aware, does not have driver support anymore, but that does not mean the card will not work anymore. It just means it's not going to be getting game-ready drivers for newer games in the future, but Jordan also does have a PS5 Slim that he's going to be able to use for that and won't have to worry entirely about running all the newer games on that PC. Just the games that we're going to be playing with our church group that he's going to have to focus on. So it's not going to be something that's going to be vitally important for him to be able to do, but if he does want to switch everything solely over to PC gaming, we have now built a platform for him to be able to do that off of. Everything all together, and excluding the fans. He did see some fans he wanted, so for extra fans for the case. So I'm going to exclude that from the price because that was just something that we saw that we wanted to purchase of. In the M.2, we're going to exclude. We bought those for utility reasons. One, the extra fans are going to help. The case comes with fans. The cooler comes with fans. But I am always a big proponent of making sure we have as much cooling in the build as possible. If you do that, it's much easier to be able to manage the amount of air in the fan or in the case coming through fans versus not having enough fans and trying to force more air in to cool the system. 1080s, when they came out, were known for running hot. I guess in comparison to modern day cards, especially like the 30 series cards, these cards are relatively cool in comparison to modern day stuff. But just making sure that I have the ability to cool the full system at all times is going to be my big thing. So I'm going to have more likely a positive pressure in with more cool air coming in and exhausting out versus a negative pressure with more air being exhausted out than being brought in. So my big thing with this build is to be able to set him up with a platform that he's going to be able to record and with his 4K camera for some of the wedding videos and stuff that he does with his family's business, and save it to his computer and be able to edit and render that stuff out, and then also game on the side with us if he doesn't want to hop on some of these games that you would have to pay a little more online just to play versus what he's going to have for story games that he's going to have on his PS5 that he wants to play from his bed. So with that being said, I will pick up as soon as we get there. We'll be there in the next like 15 minutes and we'll start on the build. Catch you then. You want to film?
Sure.
What's your
else am I here for?
What's your the looks? Are you kidding me? Look at it. Look at the fit. Ain't he clean? No. Look at the kicks. No. The kicks all white. Look at him. Look at. Oh. No, I'm surprised. We started with this and it changed cases, but we did use this board. The cooler was different, which I have the other cooler, but this cooler was actually better because this was an Arctic cooler. But I don't trust this. Here, I'll show you some sketchiness. So, all right. So, it's not. It's a thing. It worked. All right. All right. So, all right. Change over here, David. All right, so here's the things that we are going to be keeping. This is a GTX 1080. We're going to be end up using this. Like I said, we had a 650 watt. This is an old Corsair. These are still decent, but I don't want to use it. I want something semi-modular because there's going to be quite a few components in here we don't use. Why we're changing this case is two things. One, the airflow is terrible. And two, the power button's broken. So he has to use this like tiny little reset button over here, and it's pretty small to hit and just not very great to use. like I said, this was using an Arctic cooler, so we'll keep the cooler on this board. This does have Wi-Fi built into this board, so I think we're going to use it for the Minecraft server. I think this is going to end up being relegated to the server and running everything. I've got 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM that I'll toss back onto this. That will have an 8-core, 16 gigs of RAM, and that 1660 Super that was yours after I gave you the 2070 Super. I'll put that in there, and then that should be good enough to manage everything. So we're going to keep this drive and this RAM, and that's it. So let me work on... You got a screwdriver?
Yep. All tools are in that thing. Sure.
Legendary. Rest in peace. Is this a TI? I don't think it's a TI. Also, this came from an HP. This is a commercial reference card, which is so sick to me. I don't believe this is a TI. I believe this is just a 1080. If this is a 1080 Ti, then this might be 10 gigs of VRAM, and it's still valid. If it's not, it's only 8 gigs, but still very usable. If you guys have 1080s, 1660 Super, 1070 Ti, those cards, don't get rid of them. They still work very, very well. If you're going to upgrade, then that's one thing, but I wouldn't say it's definitely necessary to do. Let me see. Can I do some of my old tech skills? Let's see. Are these clips even down? Okay, I did. It's like, did I build this properly? Hold on, let's see. Gotta get these out with that one. Without having to take the cooler off. No broken computer. So also, dude, OPX Corsair Vengeance RAM. It's gonna be great. 16 gigs each, right? Okay. I thought I had 32 sticks. I thought you had 64 gigs of RAM. I'm like, we're not doing that. No, these are 2 sets of 16 gigs at 32 gigs altogether. This is clearly going to be running a dual channel. If he's going to be doing any editing or rendering or anything, I'm not going to have him running in single channel. We're not 12. So, we're going to do that.
Or are we?
No, not 12. I have a child. All right. So, one more time for redundancy, I'll go over specs again. So we're going to, like I said, we're going to exclude this. These are the extra fans we picked up. We're going to exclude this. These 2 things are just things that, utility. We're going to use them. They're not necessary for you guys' build, especially because we're already going to have that drive. So, and we have the other 256, but for his use case, we're going to use those. But those were not a part of the initial. All right, let's start off with the most important thing. CPU. So CPU is going to be a Ryzen 5. This is a 5700G. This is AM4, so we can run DDR4. That's going to be our biggest savings on money right now. We didn't have to buy RAM because RAM is super, super, super expensive due to the AI, data center crisis thing. So no, it's fine. So we saved a bunch of money there. To cool that, we're going to go with the PureRock 3. That's by Be Quiet. Love Be Quiet. It's a great brand. That cooler is going to be sweet and nice and actually quiet for you. So that's going to be huge. Then on top of that, we got a B550. This is just going to be Wi-Fi 6 regular board. I think I did see a ARGB header on it, which if that's the case, then we can actually sync your fans, which would be really nice. I may keep that in the back of my mind to upgrade to that board if that's the case. I'm using a Asus TUF gaming board. It's a good board. It's fantastic. It does Wi-Fi 6, but mine doesn't have an ARGB header, so I can't sync everything. I don't really care for RGB in that sense, but if it has it for the price that was at, it's fantastic. And then, like I said, we went with a 750 watt mag. This is still an 80 plus bronze, but it's semi-modular, little cleaner, definitely newer. No, ketchup and mustard cables that we're going to be seeing out of there. Everything's going to be nice and tied together. Now, my question is, can I give you overall pricing of everything? I think I can get pretty close. So, you didn't pay that, though, did you?
Nope.
No, you didn't.
I can tell you what I paid.
Yeah, here, let's check it, because this says $359, but we definitely didn't pay $359 for this. Was it $174? Not even that. It was cheaper than that. I hope. 130 range, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember. It definitely wasn't that. Anyway, let's go with the cooler. The cooler was $41. PureRock 3 is great. Any of the Be Quiet tower coolers, if I'm going to do a tower cooler, I'm going to do Be Quiet. They're just really good. I maybe go with the Noctua if I wanted to spend the extra, because as you heard from the guy, Noctua is really good. Also pretty inexpensive.
So how much were you going with the
Ryzen 7.
Ryzen 7? 159.
159. That's such a good deal.
Yeah.
On the 8 core right now, that's a fantastic price.
Yeah,
So 159. You want to do the quick maths? 159, 49 or $41.
200,
The board was 119.
320.
And then what did you pay for the PSU mag? No. Yep. No. Right here. No. Let me see that. They charge you for it? Did we get one for free? No, they charged you for it. It is the fans. Did they charge us for it?
They should have.
Dog, I'm like legitimately not seeing it on here. Yo.
We walked out without it.
I saw him scanning.
Yo, I don't think they did. It's not on here. It's not on here. It's not on here.
Are you serious?
It's not on here, bro. It's not on here. It's not there. I did see him scan something, but yo, he didn't. It's not on there. It's not on your ticket. I'm not taking it back. I'm not driving all the way to Denver, so this is yours now. Motherboard,
Eero. Replacement.
That's your warranty on the board. Those are the fans. It's my balls.
Are you serious?
Bro, he didn't charge you for it. We got this for free. The original price of this should have been $69. But he didn't get, maybe he did and it's just not showing it there. I'm going to assume you did. I saw him scan it. He scanned it twice.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's not there. So I don't think dude, yo, it's not on there. It's not on here.
So if it's at base price, we're sitting at like 3 or.
No, we're sitting at 465.
It was 150.
150
320.
in the case. I didn't give you the case price yet. Something like that. And that was at 79. And then we ended up going with a Montec Air 903 Max. This thing is pretty sick. And that says 89, but we got it $10 off, right? So 79. So the 79 on top.
75.
75? You got it for 75. Oh, even better. I love some extra dollars.
Yeah.
Montec is great.
For what? Like,
It's 400 and then whatever how much this was.
yeah.
So
It's about
470.
470.
Yeah, 470. And originally I gave him a base ticket price of $419.
Yeah.
But you told me your target was still $500, and I still came under that for the stuff I spec'd. Like I said, this is the extra stuff. I didn't spec this, but this is like gonna be good stuff to use. The other thing I wanted to check is let me see if it tells me if this is using, I assume this is using Gen 4,
I think that's what he said.
but we have a Gen 5 chip, which is good because if we upgrade, this is just going to downgrade to Gen 4, but if we upgrade him and get him something a little better running on B650 or B even 850, that's going to have Gen 5 support, and he's already going to have a Gen 5 drive, and I won't have to buy another drive. So it's fine. I was aware of that, and that's still completely fine. It's still going to have better base speeds than anything else. And it does look like this comes with a cooler for that. So I'm going to get Jordan to piece everything together, and Daniel is going to film, and we are going to unbox this case. And then from there, I think we're just going to get ready. I'm gonna do the wire management. I'll do that. That is really hard, and he's going to work on cleaning and managing his PC, so he's going to get used to it. But Jordan, we're going to go a little quick step-by-step on how to put together a PC. This is something that I think a lot of people can learn. You haven't done one before? All right, so we got two beginners. We'll get it together and get it started. Let's do it. All right, really quick.
Is it because we're black?
It might be because we're both too dark in the room. That's why you're the light of our life. Daniel's also black, so that's going on the internet now. So now it's official. Yo, here's the...
And then we'll just cut it out.
So here's the sickest thing. Did this come with 3 fans? Oh my goodness.
It did.
It came with 4 fans. Okay.
Yeah.
This comes with a fan hub. This is huge. This comes with they should have another button up here for LEDs.
Yeah.
Switch all the colors.
Yeah.
But it comes with a fan hub. That's like huge because that was one thing we were talking about. It does look like it comes with a SATA controller on it as well. This is a sit case. I love Montec cases. This does not feel cheap in any way, shape, or form. This feels very sturdy. It's got 2 spots for 2.5 millimeter. We've got 3.5 millimeter drive support down here at the bottom. That's going to sit right next to our PSU shroud. On the front side, though, look at this. Let's go like this, get some good lighting in here. Look at the room. Beautiful, clean shroud. I'm not huge into, those crazy, you saw the crazy cases. Like, I'm not a huge fan. I like clean. This gives you a professional look if you need it to look professional and clean. These fans this is a 240 mil up front with 3 120s up front and then a 240 in the back. Then we're going to have 3 Lian Li shimmers here. I might be nice to Jordan and put the nice Lian Li fans up front. We'll see how I feel. We'll see. Anyway, these are going to be all nice and pretty. Are these all 240? No, those are all 240s. Holy nuts.
My computer's got to be real cool.
No, this thing is just going to move so much air. I love that. That makes me so happy. Yes. Okay. Anyway, this is such a dope case. Can't wait to wire manage it. We got some very, very nice grommets. You got to finger the grommets, dude. Don't.
Pause! What is that?
Come on. It's PC Building 101. I wish they had some up here. I'm going to hide this all behind the board so you won't see it anyway. But again, if I have the ability and I can move it, which I think I can, I might move one of these here and hide it here and then have my my 24 pin come up here. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you guys with my cable managing ideas. This is going to be standoffs and everything like that, which look like they are pre-installed in the correct positions. Sweet. And like, I just like this. It comes with some nice Montec branded Velcro strapping on the back. Yep, comes with some little zippies. They're pretty trash. I don't like to use them. Nice mesh grill. Top mesh comes off. There should be a back tray as per standard as all of these things become standardized. Somebody help me.
Yeah.
Dude, oh my goodness. No. I said it wrong like 6 times. I was just going to let that happen. Anyway, I blame you. Don't laugh at me. Look here. All right, so here's the sickest part of this. This board is pretty good. So here's the big thing. Way back in the day, budget boards used to be just dramatically smaller. They used to only come with like maybe 2, RAM slots, so you can at least dual channel. This comes with Wi-Fi on it. This comes with, I don't know why we have so many PCIe lanes now that like SLI and stuff doesn't exist, but I mean, you can use them. You can use them for hubs and other controllers. You can use them for SSD expansion, whatever. It still runs at Gen 3 or 2 speeds, depending on what you're doing. And we also have a spot for another M.2 if we need. So you got room. You got plenty of room to upgrade on. I'm going to be nice and have you use this type of socket so you won't have to worry about it. If you guys end up getting an Intel board or a AMD newer AMD board, AM5 platform, this is going to have exposed pins here and there's going to be a cover. When you build your PC, do not throw away that cover ever. This is notes for you too when you guys get going. If you throw that away and you have to send this board in, they're going to want you to cover those pins back. If you don't and it gets damaged on shipping, you now lose your warranty. So note to all beginning PC builders or even some experienced people who don't do that, always save your cover. Back to the old heads like me and some of my friends, back when we had AM2 and 3, we didn't have to worry about that because it was always latch and socket. But now that it's exposed pin and then we don't have to worry about any pins on the actual chip, now that's something that we have to worry about. So just keep that as something to note. Anyway, I am probably not going to do the right thing and pre-build everything and make sure it all works. I'm just going to toss it in your computer and build it because, I'm lazy. So, and because it's Jordan, if I were to build somebody else, somebody else's PC, then yeah, kind of like what I did with Cameron's PC in the last build I did on the channel, I pieced it all together, turned it on to make sure everything booted up before I put the computer together. But this is Jordan we're talking about, and this is me we're talking about. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to toss it together, and Daniel's going to enjoy it because it's going to work first try. You don't look very convinced.
This is not gonna make sense.
Okay, good. All right, let's get into the slow piece by piece. Stops completely. That's good. On the board, we're gonna set up our Be Quiet fan. Guys, motherboards nowadays are getting really picky about things being plugged into certain fan headers. Way back in the day, you could plug in your CPU fan in whatever fan header. It did have a fan header that said CPU fan, but since things didn't quite monitor anything, it wasn't a huge issue that you didn't. That is not the case nowadays. You will see one that says CPU fan and CPU like option or pump. We're gonna plug in a CPU fan. If you don't do that, when we turn on BIOS, it's gonna freak out telling you that there's no CPU fan like plugged in, and it's gonna freak out. There's other fan headers over here and everything like that. System fan, LED, CPU, all types of stuff. Just plug it into your first, please. Like that's like really important that happens. We're gonna go like this. Go like this. Make sure that's right. There we go. Let me pull a stretch. Perfect. And pull a stretch. Perfect. Fan is now installed. Let's get that a little more. See it balanced. Perfect. That is now installed. That is now here. Make sure that it's not touching that. It's not. We're good. So we'll leave that there. We're going to reset. So now when I go to run the BIOS and do our setup, it's not going to freak out at me and have me literally clear out a menu every single time. The next thing I'm going to do is, as you guys can see, I put this in. This is all set. This is going to be set. We're going to place the board in. And we're going to do that so we're not scratching up the back of this board. You should see that this also has some LEDs on the motherboard. Whoa. Well, and it's okay if I grab from the cooler. Excuse me, what about Black Hawk?
What did he say? Hawk. I'm about to fight you.
He said, no. Call of Booty. Extremely light, guys. All right. Yeah, I'll be nice, Jordan. I want to make sure I did this fair for him. Pretty sure I did first try Fridays. All right, Jordan. Shall we? All right, now we can start officially start recording.
It's that big.
I know, but I'm saying that to my because I'm editing. All right, Jordan. Time to plug in. I still love this reference HP 1080. Get enough color. It's gonna be great. Go ahead and bring it over here. Remember, we're gonna make sure this pin is down, which it is. Up, down. We're gonna slot it in there and make sure the line's right there. Barking spiders.
They be barking sometimes.
All right, we're back. We fixed it. Okay, you got the GPU in. I'm going to wire up the CPU and show him where all this goes. And I'm actually going to move. I left a little space here just to get everything screwed in. I'm going to move this back and get this more in line just to keep. It doesn't really make a huge difference. But this is what everything's looking like so far. And other than the fans, everything else is nice and blacked out. And I think it looks so clean. We don't get builds like this anymore. Everything's all hyper color, LGBTQ lights. But this is going to be really sick. This is going to look great. This is going to be good. Don't laugh at me. This is going to be great. So let me get this set up. We will start recording here in just the next couple seconds. We're just going to slide this over just by loosening these top screws. And then I will get the power supply all hooked up and wired in. And this is just something that you don't want to do wrong. It's not going to really harm anything if you do it wrong, but I don't feel like going through troubleshooting on power supply. So I'm just going to get that hooked up right. So give me a second. And hold that. Let me give you guys a little glam shot here because I don't know how well you can see it. But that is officially done. Nice, clean, quiet. Let's see. Yeah. Everybody connects to the fan hub, so we should have all the fans matching up in colors. Now, these fans are going to look so much nicer with them being beautiful Lian Li fans. Not to say that these are all 240 mil, and they look great. So, like I said, everything else internally is going to be blackout. You know, have just a couple of fans in there. I think it looks pretty clean. What do you think, Daniel, honestly?
10 out of 10.
It's nice and clean. Let me get you a little shot of the wire management back. I've been having people ask how I do my wire management. It's nothing crazy. Let's get a little light. Over this way. I don't do anything crazy. Just keep routing nice and clean. You know, so it is easily serviceable. You know, everything is just kind of in one space. And hold that, trade you. And there's a couple things here. So there should be a filter. Put the mesh filter back on top. Nice and pretty. Let's put the back panel on. See how my back panel workout skills are. Oh, push it all the way in. There you go. If you do it right, we shouldn't have a whole lot of fighting to get the back panel on correctly. And then Jordan is your first PC. You get the glory of pulling off the plastic. So good. No, oh, I'm sorry. And Jordan's PC is now done. What do you think, brother? Be honest. You can be honest with me.
I love it. I honestly love it. So first build.
That's the big thing. That's what we call him. The big thing. No, don't call you that. Don't do that. All right. It's nice and beautiful build. I did have to reset the. I probably didn't. It was probably the USB in the boot priority. I didn't think about it. It's fine. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at where it is, and I'll be able to fix it later. A really cool thing. You see this? That flashing? Mm-hmm. It's your LED status for let you know your drives are working. It's always huge. We don't do that anymore because It's kind of easy to tell if your driver's working. But you know what? It's still cool, all right? The only thing that's kind of a bummer is when you hit the LED light, it's not changing these, even though it is connected to the hub. But they are syncing each other, which is kind of nice. So, dude, this Montec case is pretty sick. So again, that's the 903. There. It's pretty sick. Yeah. Pretty good. I think I might get that. Anyway, dude, I think the next build, I'm gonna end up changing my case. I'll probably end up getting this case as well. And I'm gonna change my liquid cooler. I think that's the next thing I'm gonna do. And then I think the next person that's gonna do something might be Daniel. What do you think? What would you want to upgrade? You've got a 2070 Super now, which is going to be good enough for what you're playing. So, maybe, I don't know, you'll figure out maybe a better case. Maybe just toss a built-in case, upgrade the power supply. Yeah, Jordan's all set. Boom. You like that? Anyway, Windows is solid. We're getting out of here. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace. Say bye, Daniel. That's not what I said.
Here we go.